There are many tales and legends in world culture that scholars cannot unequivocally call myths. On the one hand, the mythological component in them is very pronounced. On the other hand, they are too realistic, such as the legend of the Amazons. And to this day, scientists can't exactly establish whether these women actually existed. In favor of the version of the existence of the tribe speaks the fact that the Amazons are present in many ancient images, and with both mythological and real historical characters. A number of historians believe that a large number of myths about the Amazons have contributed to disproving this fact. One of the first mentions of these women dates back to antiquity, when historians spoke of tribes of warlike and beautiful representatives telling stories from myths. According to legend, the Amazons descended from the ancient Greek god of war, Ares, and the goddess of Harmonia. The ancient Greeks called the Amazons a warlike tribe composed entirely of women. If we believe the ancient Greek historian Herodotus, the Amazons lived in the Scythian state on the shores of Lake Meotiда, as the ancient Greeks called the Sea of Azov. According to legend, after the defeat in the Trojan War, many members of the warlike tribe were captured by the Greeks, who returned in triumph to their homeland. The Amazons were so numerous that they occupied several ships. When the Greek warriors lost their guard from the dizzying victory, the Amazons took advantage of it. As the story goes, they found a way to free themselves, after which they simply slaughtered all the men on the ships. The flotilla of Amazons walked on the sea for a long time until the land appeared in the valley. Despite the fact that the steppe was inhabited by aggressive Scythian tribes, the Amazons were not afraid to confront them, after which they established their own state in the new territory. The origin of the word Amazons is not completely clear and has several versions. It comes either from the Persian word for warrior or from the Greek word translated unmarried. Among the Greeks, there was a popular other version, according to which the word Amazon literally meant without breasts. According to ancient legends, for the convenience of archery, Amazons as a child burned the right breast, but the same Greeks in their works of art represent the Amazons always with both breasts, and the bow of the steppe peoples, as the sources say, was stretched not at breast level and at ear level. Perhaps the Amazons received such a definition for their unwillingness to raise children on their own, including breastfeeding. Most often, newborns were immediately accustomed to the milk of mares, which were actively tamed by the Amazons. The Amazons' occupation was hunting and war. Their weapons were bow, axe, and spear. Their armor was a crescent-shaped shield and helmet. In order to preserve their lineage, the Amazons intermarried with men of other peoples, sent the born boys to their fathers, or, according to another legend, simply killed them. The girls, on the other hand, were left with and raised as warriors. They were taught agriculture, hunting, and the art of war. But according to the ancient Greek historian Diodorus of Siculus, there were men living in Amazon settlements in addition to women. Most often they served as servants or slaves, doing chores, making armor, and raising livestock. Often they took part in famous battles while reinforcing the strength of the side for which they acted. The Amazons are also written about by Roman historians. Caesar reminded the Senate of the Amazons' conquest of significant spaces in Asia. The Amazons made a successful raid against the little Asian countries of Lycia and Cilicia, as mentioned by the historian Strabo. Philostratus places the Amazons in Taria, Ammianus Marcellinus east of Tanais in the neighborhood of Alans. There is information that the Amazons lived in Pontus. There they formed an independent state, one of the rulers of which was Hippolyta, whose name translates as free, unbridled mare, perhaps a designation the Amazons considered a compliment. The Amazons, according to legends, founded many cities, among them Smyrna, Ephesus, Sinop, and Paphos. Warlike women first appear in Greek art of the Archaic period in stories associated with several Greek legends. They invaded Lycia, but were defeated by Bellerophonte. Homer's Iliad mentions the tomb of Myron. According to the ancient Greek historian Diodorus Siculus, Queen Myron led the Amazons until the victorious end of the war against Libya. In general, Amazonian female warriors were so often portrayed in battle with Greek warriors that this popular subject was even called Amazonomachy in classical art. The battle between the Athenians and the Amazons is immortalized in the marble bas-reliefs from the Parthenon and the sculptures of the mausoleum at Halicarnassus. The assumption that the Amazons are a real story is based on the results of archaeological research. In particular, a study of Sarmatian burials in which weapons are found suggests that Sarmatian women did take part in battles. In the barrows that are located on the territory of today's Russia and Ukraine are often found men with household items, as well as women with weapons. In addition, the armament of these ladies deserves special attention. Often daggers or spears have a more elegant shape and a thinner hilt, which clearly was not made for a wide man's palm. Often in women's graves there is also a full quiver of arrows, indicating the importance of these accessories in the afterlife of the deceased, which means that in life, the woman was a warrior. In addition, archaeologists often find the remains of women pierced by arrows with mutilations that could only be obtained in battle, not in the raids of enemies who exterminate everything in their path. The mysterious Amazons have left an indelible mark on human history. They appear in both ancient and modern art. During the Age of Discovery, a river in the Americas was named after the Amazons. Most likely, it will take many centuries before mankind will understand whether these tribes really existed, or maybe this secret of the Amazons forever took away with them, remaining in the memories and myths, not only excellent warriors, but also mysterious women.